What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we've got some awesome 2 vs 2 Total War Warhammer 2 Queen and the Crone. On the new patch, we've got some 1 vs 1 action here for you. We're on the ladder, and I just wanted to show you guys this one. If you see here, there is some pretty cool action going on in this one, so I just really want to show it to you guys. We've got the dwarves. We're up against the Tomb Kings, and this time we have brought another dwarf army with a little bit of a Napoleon build. Down here below, you can see we do have the Master Engineer himself. He's got all the goodies. We haven't left anything off. Actually, we've made sure to bring ballistics calibration, entrenchment. We've got the Prospector Spyglass and the Rune of Slowness. So he's going to be just buffing these cannons super hard. You see we've got the 2 cannons here, and we do have the Grumbling Guard here providing their vigor aura, because that way these cannons don't get tired as easily with their constant reloading. Over here on the upper ground, I was glad I was split my army. We do have a cannon here shuffling up. See, we are trying to get in range of the Tomb Kings over here. And I've also got these 2 groups of quarrelers with great weapons. And so I did want to bring the great weapons just because I know those Ushapti summons can sometimes come into your quarrelers, and I thought that they would be extra good. Here in hiding in the forest, we do have the Ekron Miners. That's the Regiment of Renowned Blasting Charges. Those guys, actually, they have two extra blasting charges. So they're the miners there, and they cost about 600, so they're not too bad for their value. We've also got 2 groups of Slayers here. We've got 3 groups of Longbeards, 2 groups without great weapons, and then we have 1 here in the middle that do have the great weapons, and them together with the other group of Grumbling Guard over here both have great weapons. And then we have Grombrindal himself, the white dwarf. You can see him swinging his axe there. He's got Smoke Bomb. He's got Grombrindal has no fear. He's also got Foe Seeker, so he's ready for some action. And just splitting my army here, I thought we'd be able to kind of get a little bit of artillery hits on the top and on the bottom here in this map. And I think it's going to work out pretty well to my advantage. Over here for my opponent, you can see here he does have Arkhan the Black. You see him just trying to get off into these woods. It's a great play to avoid that cannon fire. He's also got a Tomb Prince here. So Arkhan, he is kitted out. Arkhan's got Tomb Blade. He's got Staff and Nagash. He's got Liber Mortis, Fated Buna, Spirit Leech. Of course, he is ready. Everything around him is just going to be massive damage. He's also got a Tomb Prince here on top of a chariot as well, who's got Guardian, and he's also got Tomb Strike, Curse of Jaff. So that group together will be very strong, as well as these 2 groups of skeleton chariots with him. So you can tell he wants to bring those into the back line of the dwarves, and those chariots are always hard for the dwarves to stop, especially now without the Tormentor Sword on the Thane. Here for his other groups, you can see here he's got a nice front line of Tomb Guard, and those guys will do pretty well. They've got some armor. They don't have armor piercing, but they do have 42 weapon strength, so they'll do pretty well against dwarves. Here in the front, though, this Tomb Scorpion. These things are so hard to stop with the dwarves. You've got to get Slayers on top of them, and with their attack animations, they're able to kind of just smash through your lines. So you can see here there's a huge line of Tomb Guard. He's also got this Skeleton Archers line in the background here, and he does have the Blessed Legion of Demonetization, these Skeleton Archers themselves, and they do have the Armor Sundering ability on their missiles, so they'll remove 30 armor, and that'll always help out against the dwarves who have the high armor. We've also got the Chosen of the Gods here, those Regiment of Renown Ushapti Greatbows, and with their anti-infantry armor-piercing missiles, those guys are perfect, always really strong against the dwarves. So pretty much that's it, and you can see here I've kind of left it on slow motion the whole time, because right at the beginning there is there's always some positioning on this map. So you can see here, let's go ahead and press play, and we're just going to be moving slowly up. You can see here that whole group of Arkhan and everyone is hiding off in the forest there, which is really smart. We've also got our units kind of moving up here, and we'll go ahead and let's hit fast forward just for a second. All right. And that should be pretty good. So we're starting to get into position here. You can see here that these guys are coming through, but I don't know if I'm going to get any shots on them. Over here on the left, though, we are going to start taking a few shots at that Tomb Scorpion. And you can see there we start doing really good damage right off the bat. And we are going to go ahead and there we go. So we are using entrenchment there on one of those cannons. And that cannon will do some nasty damage. It'll get a ton of extra armor piercing. And you see if it does come in here. Let's see if it comes in there. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's taking us so long. Take more shots. You see there? Oh, there we go. So look at that Tomb Scorpion. It's already down to half health, and he's going to have to start dodging. So now that they're finally in there, we're actually going to use ballistics calibration as well with the Master Engineer. And so that'll increase the accuracy as well. And here's what I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. So we've went ahead and we've got Arkhan here, and he's starting to come in here, and we're going to focus on him with those cannons. And oh, poof, poof goes Arkhan. There's no more Arkhan. He got one-shotted, man. That was crazy. So those cannons, and I mean, they're already ranked up now. We've now got the skeleton chariot that's going now. We're taking shots with the Master Engineer at this Tomb Scorpion, and this is a game changer. At the same time, I just realized all my troops are up here at the top, and he is just going to get in here with the rest of these chariots, this Tomb Prince, and they're just going to start crushing these cannons. So we're going to have some hard time. You can see in here, you can see just, oh, you can see those, all of those just skeleton chariots coming in, and they're just, but at the same time, you know, we're getting in there. We're gonna get on top. Our cannon crews are starting to fight, and these skeleton chariots, I mean, oh man, look at that. The Grumbly Guard is attacking the Tomb Scorpion, and it is going to be vital that we stop these Scorpion, or the Tomb Scorpion and these chariots here in the back. At the same time, we are moving our army up. You can see here we're advancing. We're trying to get around here, trying to go ahead and attack on this backward flank, and it is very, very important. You can see he's starting to pull the balance of power back in his own favor, because I am losing all of these expensive cannons. At the same time, we are actually doing some damage to these skeleton chariots. We're starting to bring around these two groups of quarrelers with great weapons, as well as one group of longbeards. And once they get around here, they should be able to fire in and help out. But right now, it's really just these cannon crews that are fighting chariots. So that is not a good place to be. You can see my Grumbling Guard are down pretty heavily, and this Tomb Scorpion will cut through them. I mean, even though they do have the armor piercing, he is just so strong. And the Master Engineer as well, taking some shots in here at these chariots, but you see him going flying. And here in the back, though, we are able to get in. We had a charge of Slayers in here, and while they will lose to these Tomb Guard, especially with the support of the archers, they are able to take the Tomb Guard down just a little bit. We're starting to get this cannon up here on the flank, and you can see it is actually getting some shots in there. It's shooting in at that Blessed Legion, and although it's not getting good hits, and they are well spread out, over time it will take a lot of health off of the Blessed Legion. At the same time, you see here the Tomb Guard are going down, the Slayers are dead, and that pretty much canceled each other out. Here on the Tomb Guard coming against another group of Slayers, but these ones are going to have tons of Longbeards in support, so they should get through pretty quickly. And all of those archers are going to have to back up, because Grombrindal there is charging into battle, and he is going to scare them off. Let's go ahead and just slow down for a second here so we can show you what's going on. So the balance of power is pretty much back to even. I've charged in there, but here in the back, I mean, we've pretty much they've lost a lot of the cannons. We've lost the Grumbling Guard, and nothing is going too well for us. At the same time, this Tomb Scorpion is he is drained. He's starting to crumble as well, I think. He's a critical binding at least. Two groups of skeleton chariots are down, and we are firing in here at the third group. We do have another group of Longbeards that are coming into support. And here's one group of Tomb Guard that is actually coming to go help out as well. Here in the back, though, we are starting to get kited. So Grombrindal is now surrounded, it looks like. At the same time, we are getting some shots in there with that cannon. And, you know, as long as it's unopposed up there on the flank, you see there the Tomb Guard are trying to get in behind my units, but we're going to charge in. We've got some Longbeards that are going to charge in, and it is just neck and neck. It is a battle for supremacy there. But we do have a lot of Dwarves, which have plenty of high armor. You can see that all these units are running from Grombrindal, and we're doing okay. Here in the back, you can see here, oh my god, that chariot is going to charge in right into those Quarrelers. The Quarrelers do have great weapons, so luckily for me, those great weapons will start to pull this Prince down over time. We have finally taken down that Tomb Scorpion, and right in time too, because we will be able to actually get in here and do some damage on these Tomb Guard. Unfortunately for me, there's that Realm of Souls. I think that was tier 2 that was popping. So they haven't hit tier 3. A lot of these archers haven't died. And so luckily for me, they haven't been getting that Ushapti summon yet. At the same time, pretty much there go the last of my Slayers. We do have some Longbeards. Oh, look at that cannon shot coming in there. The cannon's doing okay. You know, we're not doing too badly. Those Longbeards will hold a long time, but these are some really healthy groups of Tomb Guard. The Chosen of the Gods are plenty healthy as well, and all of my units are just starting to go down there in the front line. Starting to get a little scared, but at the same time, we have separated these Quarrelers now, and so we should be able to get a bunch of shots in at that Tomb Prince. Oh, there's another cannon shot coming in, and he's going to go down really, really quickly. You see there the Quarrelers with great weapons. We got one group engaged in melee. The second group is firing in here, and that is pretty much going to be that for the Tomb Prince, and we're slowly wrapping up this backline engagement. Now there's only this group of Tomb Guard, and we've got plenty of healthy Longbeards in the Gremlin Guard over here, so once these Tomb Guard go down, you see the Tomb Prince is just a pile of smoke there in the background, and we're actually starting to pull it out now. So with no leadership left, the Tomb Kings, of course, just like the Greenskins and the Vampires, without their leadership, there's not much. You see in here, I don't know where all the blood's coming from. Maybe that's the blood of his Dawi brothers, but you can see that coming in there. Oh man. Just Realm of Souls tier 3, but at this point, I think it's too late. I mean, there's all the leadership's down, everyone starts crumbling, and you see there just right in the end, Grombrindal surrounded by his stalwart Dawi, with just cannon fire coming from above, cannon fire coming from over here, and it was just pretty much. I really wanted to show that one to you guys. So that was just so awesome. We had those cannons in there, and they were able to take Arkhan out in one volley. I mean, they were buffed up with ballistics calibration, and one of them had entrenchment, but that was just so awesome to behold. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. I mean, we were able to use those cannons to great effect, having the army split between the upper and the lower. Once I did get that third cannon around behind, we were really able just to be up on the high ground and just punish those archers. We were able to kill the Tomb. I mean, the Tomb Scorpion was already down 3/4 of his health, and you saw how much trouble he caused for us because the Slayers weren't there. So luckily for us, we were able to get some good damage on him, but I mean, that was still really, really difficult to deal with. Those Tomb Scorpions are so hard to deal with for the dwarves. It was also really lucky that we had the great weapons there, which were able to help kill those skeleton chariots. But I mean, without Arkhan to help them out, I mean, if he was there, it would have been a whole different story. But I mean, you saw there the Gremlin Guard was able to hold out. We were able to get kills with our Longbeards and with our Slayers. And overall, that was just such a dwarven match. We were able just to go around the goat path up above. We were able to surround them. We were able to take down. I mean, use our cannons to shoot down the big monsters. And I mean, even though those Chosen of the Gods, they lasted forever, they didn't get as many kills as you would think, using almost all of their ammunition and only coming up with 34 kills. It's super important with those Chosen of the Gods to make them work in this matchup. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Tomb Kings against the Dwarves and seeing those 3 cannon build in action. It was a bunch of fun for me, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. Please subscribe below for more great online content. This is Black Iron, and this has been another one of Black Iron's Battles.